All right, welcome to Razor Radio in quarantine. That was Abandon All Hope, ye who enter here from the Lords of Sin. And we have two of their members joining us right there, Kevin Angel, Brian Angel. You guys are brothers, right?
No.
Last time we checked, but that could be mistaken.
We were separated.
We have
at
still
birth,
yet to
technically.
confirm that.
Right on. It's good to have you guys, man. I don't know if I speak for Tanner. Oh, Chico.
Look at
There you
Chico.
We missed you guys over the pandemic, man. This fucking shit sucks.
It's been
Oh,
it's been
dude,
a minute since
likewise,
we've seen
man.
You guys, man. It's been a long time. It feels
Yeah,
like
you guys-
fucking
yeah.
longer.
I would say
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah,
I
about
think
a year.
so. Yeah. Well, you guys know each other, right? We don't have to introduce you guys together. So
We don't have to introduce anybody.
At this point, I think we
have-
all know each other. We're like the Brady Bunch right here. We're like the little engine.
looking down.
Oh, go Yeah, exactly. We just need Alice in the middle.
Listen,
Okay.
hell.
Mhm.
Let's
So
touch
funny.
fucking Andy's nipples right now. Watch.
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
yeah, so I can touch Tanner's.
So we were
You can find them. They're like this big, dude. So
Oh
Yours look-
shit!
yours
We were
look
at the House
heavy.
of Metal
Yours
show.
Look, yours look pretty heavy, so I'm gonna hold them for you, bro.
we were at the House of Metal show last Saturday. Which,
How was
Madras,
that?
and it was great. But
Of course,
I did get,
Madras, the homies, and Void Vader. Shout out to the fucking dudes tearing it up.
love you
did
guys.
get,
Appreciate it.
several questions about you guys.
About us, really? Shit. I
Well,
hope
about
they
your
were-
old man.
Oh, okay.
It's like, what's up with Violent Scent? What's up with Violent Scent? And I said, they're not Violent Scent anymore.
Nope.
And people were
No.
like, what? They broke up? And I'm like, well, I think they evolved would be the word.
That's
Right.
yeah. That's pretty.
Pretty
Thanks
much,
for putting
pretty
it
much.
that way without even like asking us prior or, or I think.
Well, I've been listening to the album.
album.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get the question right off the bat, Andy.
Why'd
Ask
you
it,
guys
dude.
switch? What led to it? Give us the story.
The name itself, I'm assuming, right? Is that what you're?
Well, the whole
getting at?
thing, the name,
the
and
whole
why you guys
concept.
decided to switch names. I mean, you guys were already pretty starting to be established, and to
Yeah.
start over back at square one. That's a lot of work, man.
I mean, yeah, it really was. We
It
kind
was,
of
yeah.
had to, like, kind of go back and really focus on what we wanted to do, how we wanted to do it, who we wanted to do it, and if we really wanted to do it. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
wait. So what? I'm not understanding. So was there like a rift in the camp, where like it made you guys kind of like not want to play music anymore, or something, or was it had to do with the pandemic, or?
No, I mean, or why the name change, or basically everything.
Well, no, just
like,
what you said. Like you said, why did we want to do it? Meaning, like play even just to play music again.
Oh yes, exactly. Why we needed a goal, pretty much. You know what I mean, and not just to play just because we wanted to be able to really push ourselves and really kind of like get to a limit that we haven't gotten to, and really put everything that was like we're afraid to risk and just put it like on the table and just say fuck it, let's just do it, as opposed to just being afraid and limited to certain things and being like, oh well, maybe, I don't know, or being skeptical and always thinking like maybe no, you know what I mean? Like we just wanted to really try something different and take a brand new breath of this, and we really just heard the songs and everything that came together and decided like, okay, well, this is really a brand new entity. This is a brand new baby, is, as most bands compare their bands to, you know what I mean? And well, we really listened to the songs. We thought about everything that we wanted to do and decided that this would probably be the best route to start like over. It's not like we haven't done it already.
Yeah.
Because we did do it with Vile Descent as well prior. So it's almost like that came into mind where it's like, oh, well, we already did it once. Let's just do it
Let's do it
again.
again.
And then hopefully people will notice that we're actually trying to climb the ladder as opposed to downgrade the ladder, if that makes any sense.
But I guess I'm not fully understanding it, just because you have to start all over literally with just changing the band name, because you've established a whole fan base with Vile Descent and whatnot. And I'm just kind of curious with that in mind. It's like, did you feel like limited with the name itself? Is that why the name change?
No, we got new members. Obviously, we got two.
Yeah, you got a
guys.
new guitar player and a new bass player.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So we just felt that would be another right thing to do for the band itself. You know, like I said, just to kind of give it a brand new identity, a brand new birth, a brand new I like to call it rebirth, to be honest. You know, resurrection of it, of what was. What we tried to do and what really wasn't coming out to me and my brothers vision and goals to the band, what it would sound like and what we wanted to, where we wanted to go as.
Did the new
Yeah, I
guys
think,
contribute a lot
I
to the
think
writing?
also for Vile Descent, we're kind of like still trying to find like our sound, you know.
Mhm.
We're trying to find like something that, like, of course, if we're gonna be happy with it, we're hoping that other people would be happy with it. And once we got, you know, we got we got Mike on the bass and we got Kevin Aguilar on the guitar. Once we got new members in the band, it felt different and it felt like fuck, this is something else, you know what I mean? And like before we changed the name, we would always say all the time, it feels like a Vile Descent 2.0 kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I got
That's kind
you.
of what we were,
But you guys
what we
never
were
put out
saying
a
the whole time.
you guys
Yeah,
never put
pretty
out a
much.
full length with Vile Descent either, though. It was all EPs, right?
Yeah, it was EP, made like a single. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Never really, for that same reason.
Mhm.
Because me and Brian would always talk about like we need to be sure that we find our sound, most importantly, you know, and that this is gonna be like stamped on there for sure, you know, not just because we could do it, you know. We want to make sure positive that what we do will actually reach other people and not just our egos, you know.
I got you. And listening to the album, I think you really have found your sound. Let's go ahead and play the track that I think is really your guys' sound now, and it's "Reality Is an Illusion." That's their first single, right? And you guys
Yeah.
did a video for it.
Yep.
Let's
Right.
listen to that, and we'll come back. We'll talk about how you guys did the video real quick. This
Cool.
is "Reality Is an Illusion" right now on
Razor Radio.
All right, that was brand new Mordred right there with Demonic #7. Their new record comes out on M Theory next month. But getting back to our boys in the Lords of Sin right here.
What's up, guys?
we
What's up?
just heard Reality Is an Illusion, and you guys did an outstanding video for that. How did that come about?
Cool. Thank you guys
Badass
very much for
experience, man.
checking.
Thank you.
Well, my roommate's in it. Jeez.
Oh, you already know how that fucking was. It was a fun video to shoot, and once you have like the right people on board, it makes it not just great and smooth, but like more of a fun experience.
Mm-hmm.
And which it really was.
What? So, you know, with that, what was kind of like the challenge for you this time? Because I know you made a couple music videos in the past. You know, was there a particular challenge to shoot this video this time around?
Actually, the biggest challenge for me personally was probably trying to find a good idea behind it. Like
Oh, you did.
Thank you, but a good, I guess, story and flow that goes with it. You know, I've always been like
So that would represent the song itself, and
exactly.
And then
Yeah.
in that, you know, how did you guys go about choosing what would become the single for the video?
The single for the video was actually chosen because
I
It's
think we're in the
catchy. It was-
studio
yeah,
and it
it
was
was-
very like it just stuck out more like about like hearing that shit loud as fuck. It was
It's
just
got-
one of
it's
those songs that was catchy.
got a
Had a
great
guitar
hook.
riff that was
Yes,
really
that-
catchy. The vocals, the chorus is catchy. So we're like, okay, this feels like this would be like a hit, you know. And that's
Looking
when
back-
we kind of started, you know, started thinking of ideas like, okay, like read the lyrics, read ideas of how to make that like visually awesome, you know, with the song.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we try to approach it like probably like as professional as possible. Like we look up to these other bands that are doing so good, you know what I mean? Like huge bands that we look up to. So we really try to approach it like well, how would they do it? You know what I mean? How are they doing it? So we looked up stuff and we're like, well, I would understand why they picked this single because it's their most popular one and it has a hook and it has a catchy stuff, you know? And so being in the studio, like Brian said, listening to all that stuff, we were like, oh shit, well, this one stands out more. Our manager, he's like, this is going to be the one. Like, this is going to be the one that represents you guys, that has everything, you know, because we listen to everything, like all kinds of stuff. Like, I mean, Andy, you know what's up, you know, I listen to like everything, we listen to it. So that felt, even the album itself, but that to pick one song to really represent us was a little bit difficult, but I think we feel that might be the one, or at least we're hoping that people would dig
I
it,
agree.
it
Came out really killer.
This is all like really us really trying our best to fucking like hope that people out there really like our shit, to be honest. Like, okay, well, we're gonna try our best to do a cool song that we think it's cool, and hopefully other people think it's cool. Like, that's honestly the best way that I could say, and how we pick this song or something. Like, we write something and we hope that other people like it as much as we do, because we love all our songs. They're like our fucking babies, and for us to pick one, it's kind of like, oh shit, you know. Well, I kind of like,
Well,
you know, this
real.
one's kind of ugly, but then this one's a little bit cuter than this one, and you
right, but you always have to go with
But
the
you
one that's
also-
gonna.
That's what your mom says about the two of you, right?
yeah, pretty much.
But you always have to pick the one that's gonna literally represent the record. I mean, you're trying to
Yes.
sell. You know,
Yes.
you're trying
Absolutely.
to sell the record here, and I'm
There
just
it is,
you know,
right there on the screen.
with that
Oh, nice.
with that in mind. Yeah, we're fucking pros here, bitches.
Damn, dude, look
Um,
at that shit.
Now
Been a
with that
minute.
in,
You guys have done a lot since I left.
Oh yeah.
now with that in mind, I'm just kind of curious. You know, choosing even the album cover itself to represent.
Yeah, was that you, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
So
Kinda
talk
figured.
to us a little bit about you know, even just choosing the album cover that's going to represent this brand new thing. Like, you know, you released an LP right out of the gate.
Yeah.
The album cover was another another funny thing, because we didn't have one until the very last minute. We were trying to pick something that, once again, it's like picking the hit song, you know what I mean? It's trying to pick something that's gonna be representing us, representing the album, representing the songs, representing the band. Like, all that's just kind of like a big load to have. So we really just said, you know what, let's just pick something that we would like to see on an album cover. What would you like to see, like, on a fucking, like, you're browsing through iTunes, Spotify, you know, because you can't really see record stores now, but maybe some they do have it out there, you know. But you know, so a record store, you look at something, you see the album cover that just really catches your eye. We went behind that. We're like, let's pick an image that we think it's fucking cool and that we would rock, that we would be proud to have in our car or our t-shirt or anywhere, and be like, you know what, who the fuck is this? Like, when I saw the first Kill 'Em All album cover, or Iron Maiden, you know what I mean?
That's the way I discovered Iron Maiden. I found them in a record store, never heard of them, found the album cover, and
Boom.
oh god, I gotta buy this.
Yep.
And that was the
Boom.
very first one with Prowler and Sanctuary and Iron Maiden on it.
Yeah, and you dude, same here. So you know how many people have that same story? So we wanted to take that experience, our personal experience, and maybe have somebody else do that. Like, have somebody check out our album and be like, damn, well, I'm kind of curious. This looks kind of interesting, kind of cool. And once they listen to it, hopefully they'll love the music that goes with the cover. I'm hoping.
I dig it. Now, the 9 Levels of Hell, is that a concept that travels throughout the record, or is it just a title?
It's almost it's a half and half. It's a half concept, half the
Cool title.
The half cool title, really.
Half cool. Which one's the half cool title? And
the hell. It's really wanted, like, the Lords of Sin kind of went together with the whole 9 Levels of Hell, went together with the 9 songs. I kind of like I said, I'm a big story guy. I love, like, stories from Star Wars to, like, and you know, comics, Spawn, anything. Like, I mean, Andy, you know what's up, bro. We fucking nerd on this shit all the fucking time. So that being said, I was like, dude, I'm a huge fan of Dante's Inferno. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that.
Yeah, I know the whole story.
So I
Mhm.
took that into consideration, and then I studied that. Plus, I also studied the original Aztec Dante's Inferno.
Paradise
Uh,
Lost.
yeah, so I kind of took those things and kind of mixed it with this, and almost gave it a little bit of our reality with a little bit of that into it. And I figured, hey, let's not. We have 9 songs. Let's make it like like if you're listening to this album, like what if you are going through that journey through hell? What if you're going through the 9 levels of hell? Starting off with abandon all hope, ye who enter here, which is the
That's-
first thing that you see in when entering hell on the gates of before you enter hell in the gates of hell. That's what it says: abandon all hope,
all
ye who
here.
enter here.
It's also the starting of the Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Where do you think they got it from? You know what I mean?
We're trying to get
Yeah.
our album on that on
Well,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I can also tell you that nobody's experiencing hell listening to this specific record. It
No.
sounds good. The songs are
Yeah,
good.
sounds amazing.
Can you
Thank you.
talk to us a little bit about the change in direction when it came to the studio change? And like you said, you just got, a manager and whatnot. So, this is a whole new, I don't know, a whole new journey for you guys. You got the manager, you got the new studio.
Before we get into
and-
that, let's play my favorite track from the record,
do whatever you got to do, man. It's good.
which is
I'm curious to know which one it is.
Alleviate the Woe.
Sweet.
Cool.
Cool.
Right now on
Razor Radio.
Razor.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that was our homies at Ex Mortis with Immortality Made Flesh. And Kevin takes a big hit.
We saw our good buddy Adrian, and that reminded me of some
Mhm.
Ex Mortis tunes. Haven't heard it in a while, so there you go, boys.
All right, we were talking about the studio you guys recorded in. Tell us about it.
It was a fucking hell of an experience. I'll tell you that one.
Where was
We
it?
drove out to San Luis Obispo, slow they
In
call
Luis
it.
Obispo, out
Yeah.
by Santa Barbara.
Yep.
Yep.
So it was pretty much we were gone. We were over there for what was it, 10 days. So we kind of had like our mindset saying that we were gonna be done like in that certain amount of time. So we did a lot of like pre-production, a lot of like we recorded ourselves here in our studio, worked on single like little small parts that needed tweaks here and there, and then yeah, we just showed up and we're fucking ready to rock, man. And
You guys
pretty much that's
did
how we
actual
went.
pre-production, which a lot of bands don't do nowadays.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the good
Cool.
thing about both
It
Kevin
fucking helped.
and everyone kind of knows how to do that. So that's pretty cool on their part. So we're trying to get ahead of the game a little bit and not spend a lot of time in the studio, like or wasted time in the studio. So,
Well,
worked
and
out
so
pretty cool.
but with this in mind, like I said, it's a whole new direction for you. You guys are starting right out of the gate, releasing a full-length record, going into a legit studio to record this. You got the manager, what, and you got the obviously the album, the killer album artwork and whatnot. What is next for you guys? What's the next goal? After obviously the record's released now. So what's the next goal for you guys?
Play live.
Well, that's the obvious one, but I'm
That's
saying,
for sure.
Yeah.
Play live. I'm
Like now.
feeling like that meme of Dave Chappelle, like, hey man, got any of those shows?
No
Hey,
shit.
spare some
Because
shows, man. Spare some shows.
It's gonna be hard coming up for everybody because everybody is starting at zero.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one that's been playing shows, been on tour. Everybody is starting at zero. So getting shows probably in the next 6 months going to be hard.
Yeah,
Right.
man. It's for sure.
Mhm.
Yep.
As for the next step, that would definitely be one thing to do live.
Mhm.
Aside from that, and merch, we're getting some merch right now as we speak. We're getting some few T-shirts, so yeah, hit us up for shirts in the near future. You know what I mean?
Bandcamp?
Bandcamp, yeah, I'm gonna set all that stuff up. Come see us on our website. You'll find everything. thelordsofsin.com, social media, everything will be on our website. The music video, the music itself. Everything to that. If you guys are, if you guys definitely want to support us, and the people who have been supporting us, visit the website, get a T-shirt. That would be the best thing to do right now.
I'm sure.
And
Well, how can people get the album? That's the other thing. I know you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are on Spotify,
Spotify and iTunes.
Amazon Music.
And which was going to bring me to my next thing. We are going to get physical CDs.
Cool.
And so the people that would be interested in that, not just the digital, but we will have like an actual CD case, jewel case with the,
What about
the
vinyl,
sleeve
maybe?
and all that stuff.
I'll get a copy.
Honestly, we are actually considering doing vinyl. No lie, I know you, Tanner. Madras had like a killer fucking album. I mean, LP run. So that was like,
They've got.
Oh,
They're working
yeah,
on their
dude.
third one now.
Dude,
Yeah.
this just got reissued on vinyl, so it's been doing really well.
I know. I've seen
What's
you like post up and saying how everything's like selling and everything. So that's something to consider on our end. To be honest,
The
we're
collectors
not.
out there, they want vinyl, man.
We're not limited to, or gonna say no to not like having stuff for people. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like,
Right. So with that in mind, though, because vinyl is so backed up, it's going to take you 5 to 6 months to do it. So you got to do it now if that's what you want to do. That's how
True.
backed up the vinyl plants are.
Hmm.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, if I had a lot of money, I would open up a new vinyl plant right now. We'd make a fortune.
yeah. I mean, money would be an honest thing.
Well, that's why you go
that slows
support.
down. I mean, to
So-
be honest.
And this is probably a stupid question, but I'm just going to keep ask it. I'm sure, it. How much merch do you have left of Vile Descent? Then are you going to like?
We
that-
were
that would
just
ha-
saying,
like,
we
how-
were looking
like-
at this like last night, right?
Yeah, we were
right,
talking about
right,
that.
Brian.
We're going through our merch and shit,
Oh, no,
and
this
then
side.
we're like, damn, we have so much.
four boxes
Miles
of just.
Descent, fucking yeah, dude. Literally, I can show you.
Put them
some
on
shit.
sale. Get them on sale. Get them on the
Yeah.
fucking Bandcamp.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I was going with it. That could help, steer it in the right direction to get the new vinyls pressed for this thing, man.
We
'Cause-
did put it like to a little sell at the end, but it wasn't really doing as well as we thought. I mean, there's still some left, but there's not much we could really do, to be honest. It's just we might just kind of like hang on to it and just put it like somewhere and forget about it.
Or
for
when
a
you
good
guys do
while
that,
until
an
somebody brings it
eventual
out.
Vile Descent reunion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see that. I don't see that happening. But
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
So musically speaking, though, what is the album kind of? What would you like to have in store that you didn't get the opportunity to put on the 9 Levels of Hell record?
You guys still writing?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Definitely
for
still
sure. We're
writing,
definitely still writing. We're always writing. Luckily, we got these two new guys, Kevin Aguilar and Michael Sanchez. These
That's
fuckers
awkward.
tear that shit up.
There's
To be
two
honest.
Kevins.
Are they
Yeah.
from any bands we might know?
What's that?
Any previous bands we might know?
Michael Sanchez. What was the band? Dark Coat. He was in Dark Coat.
I've heard them.
Yes.
Yep.
So
I
he
think-
was in that one.
Yeah, I think Kevin was in like Radiation or something like that I used to. Anyway, that's a long time ago.
Odyssey Dawn.
Probably.
Odyssey Dawn. There it is.
Yeah,
there you go.
Odyssey,
Look
yeah,
at Brian.
Abysmal Dawn. There you go. Abysmal Dawn.
No, not Abysmal Dawn.
Not Abysmal Dawn.
Shout out to Abysmal Dawn.
We're just making up names now, and then
Okay,
putting
okay.
other names, other bands that already exist, and then just saying that he was in that one.
That's awesome. Well, dude, give us. Thank you guys again for coming on
For
the show and
definitely joining
hanging.
us, and yeah,
Yeah, man.
it's
Why
good to
don't-
see your
Fuck
it's
yeah,
good to see
dude.
your faces.
Right, guys, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Why don't you give us the links just one more time? People
Yeah,
can
all your
check
links
out-
on how people get a hold of you. Like, go to the
Fucking,
website.
thelordsofsin.com, thelordsofsin.com. Just type that in, Google search that shit. On every social media platform, you'll find us there. Best way to support us right now is through YouTube. Watch the music video if you haven't seen it. Put that shit
Oh,
on
I've seen it a bunch of times.
repeat if you have. And thank
In fact,
you guys
Fizz calls it his
for-
video.
Fizz- oh my god! Yes, I believe him.
He
I
was.
told him he was complaining that he didn't get enough. I guess what would you say, airtime on him or
Whatever.
FaceTime, and then we're like, all right, Biz, I'm gonna get you this time, then, bro. But anyways, that was a lot of fun, man. It was great, and there's another one. We're just getting started, to be honest. So
Video
Killer.
number 2. Right on.
Killer.
All
Yeah.
right,
All right.
dudes. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna
Thank you guys for
finish
having
it
us.
with another one of my favorites, Time Dwelling.
Let's
you
do
want-
it, man.
You want to explain the
Yeah.
song real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
say what?
You said you want to explain Time Dwelling real quick?
Time dwelling. Yeah, sure. That was actually our good friend, our manager, Rick. He kind of went through like a bad experience.
Yeah, I know
our
about it.
friends, like you yourself, fucking Andy. You know what I mean? So all that kind of happening at the same time.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Kind of really got me thinking, and it's like, well, fuck. Like those are my friends. Those are homies. Like, they're other people are going through it too, not just myself. And being in that position, putting myself in your guys' shoes, and just realizing like life is short, and we got to live it the best that we can, and you never really know when your time will come, to be honest.
That's
And it's
very, very true.
it's not good. I mean, it can be good. Time dwelling, dwell on the things that you're grateful for, but and then not the things that you regret or the negative things, because it's in the end, once you're sitting on your bed, that your so-called deathbed, all you have left are the great memories, and you don't have time, or don't waste your time thinking about the bad memories. You know what I mean? Think about the good
Right
times,
on.
your homie, your family, and all that shit. So that's
Now I
really
wanna
what
hear
that's
more.
about. A tribute to people like you, our manager, for surviving. To be honest, really.
All right, this is Time Dwelling right now on.
Razor Radio.
Thanks, guys, again for joining us.
Thank you
Yes,
guys for having
thank
us,
you.
bros.